Hello, this is Mark with the Subvert Gov's kind of update about the Vote for Nobody campaign. Well, we've got just a few more weeks left before the end of this political campaign, but I think we can do it. I think that we have the opportunity if we can spread the message. I think that we can really do it. Um, I mean, it wouldn't be hard for nobody to win the campaign because as of last election, like 40% of the people apparently didn't even vote. Or that's registered voters didn't vote. Um, so already, nobody has won, or nobody even won the 2008 or 2008 election. Yeah. Uh, God, it's like because if it was 40% that voted or that didn't even vote, you've got basically 60% of of the people that did vote, and I mean, I guess you can say that it legitimized the system because more than 60% or 60% believe in the system. But basically, if you take a look at the three candidates, like the candidate that won, or even like all the candidates, including like Chuck Baldwin and stuff like that, if you look at all the candidates, nobody really won. It was nobody, you know, like people that didn't even bother to come out because they didn't feel it was worth their time. It's like the 5 seconds out of their day they didn't feel like it was worth their time to vote for either of these fucking schmoes. Now, for me, it was actually a really hard decision as to whether or not to vote. I ended up not voting, but it was actually a pretty hard decision because I had to sort of come to the conclusion as to whether or not I would actually do it. And I decided that even though I supported him over McCain because of his war stance, primarily his war stance, I felt like he was a better choice, and so I supported the idea of if we could have a president, it would probably better be him. But I still did not vote for him. So I donated I think like $20 to his campaign back in '08. I mean, I did donate money, so I guess you could say that I did kind of go out of my way to help him. But whatever. I'm not going to apologize for it. Actually, I am. I'm sorry I did that, guys. I don't know. I was kind of fucking. I wasn't yet old enough to be jaded, so I still had some hope in the political system gradually working its way towards anarchism, but not anymore. This thing is not going that direction at all, and libertarianism is way too weak sauce for it to stop anything that's gonna basically control our government and our state. So yeah, it's basically a shitty situation we're in. Um, I would recommend that if you must vote, and you feel a moral obligation to vote, I would say vote for Gary Johnson. But God, it's like even then he's not a voluntarist. He believes in the idea of humanitarian war, which can be defined as Syria, even though he doesn't define Syria as a humanitarian war. He does believe in humanitarian war, which is not that difficult to justify because every country commits atrocities, and so people can base somebody could start a war on America for a humanitarian war, you know, considering what they're doing to us now. So, um, basically, being a political prisoner or being a political opponent of the state has its disadvantages. It is scary as shit. When I got started, I was like, yeah, I'll just do this and nobody really cares about what I say. But then I started getting some shit that happened and I was like, holy balls, they're on to me. And ever since then, it was a sort of a dangerous I always have this like sensation that somebody's going to come and raid the door at any time. You know, it it's just fucking scary. And again, I'm like a pacifist. I don't want anybody to hurt anybody else. But it's just scary. And I kind of feel like this. I feel a moral obligation to stand up for what I believe in. Uh, it's just not. I mean, it's just not easy to do that, though. You know, particularly, I mean, it would be easy if you're a Democrat or Republican because it'd be like, yeah, I got my candidate, and this is what I'm going to defend. I'm going to just kind of overlook all his flaws, and I'm going to defend my candidate. The Republicans who are like, oh, I've got my candidate, and I got to I got to ignore his flaws, and I got to have my candidate. I need to have my guy that I'm rooting for. But if I'm rooting for basically nobody, I want nobody to win. And the only way we can really make that happen is by promoting the idea of not voting. Or at the very least, not, I mean, we are kind of discouraging it, I guess, but you do what you want to do, maybe even registering to vote if you feel like you have to vote, to vote for physically nobody. Because you and I both know that there is no way that Gary Johnson is going to become president in 2012. I mean, 2013, because it's the year after he becomes president. But you and I both know that he's not going to get selected. Even if he really does win, they are going to rig the vote to prevent the fucking shitstorm that's coming down their way. We know that both parties are basically bought. They're both corrupt. They both have the same masters, the same owners. And the third party candidate is going nowhere. Because that third party candidate typically is not part of the inside club. They're not part of, like, the Illuminati. This is, again, my personal views. I mean, I have no official evidence that the Illuminati even exists, but this is my as speaking as Mark, not for the campaign, but basically we do have a sophisticated system of control, and this control is dangerous. And when it starts, it's going to be full blown. And you can call the Illuminati the capitalists. You can call them the business leaders. You can call them whatever you want to call them, but they do exist, in my view. And as soon as you would acknowledge that they do exist, everything that you see in the media, left or right leaning, it is obvious. It's just like you can't even ignore it anymore. It's like if you have this philosophy in your mind, you can see everything that's coming down the line from what's in these bills that have already been passed or are in the process of getting passed. It's super easy just to fucking look at it objectively and go, holy shit, that's what they're really doing. That's why it's scary. But I said, I am an optimist. I hope that nobody does get your vote. But if not, I would recommend going third party, just to sort of prove the system right. So I'm signing off now. Go to the Vote for Nobody campaign. It's anti-politics.ws, and join up for the campaign, and hope to see you there. Thanks. Bye.